Hello guys and welcome to Painting Panzers. My name's Christian and today we've got a monstrosity on the screen. What do I mean by that? I've painted his tunic in a camo colour. I'm gonna wait for the abuse in the comment section. No, I've got one of the Italian paratroopers, one of their new plastic Italian paratroopers, and I've painted him up in a iconic camouflage scheme, albeit not historically accurate in terms of the camouflage pattern being on his tunic, but you know what, who cares. Now, I absolutely loved painting this figure, so hopefully you guys are going to take something from this. Don't make the same sort of mistakes I do, especially if you're a rivet counter, but you can obviously apply this to other models if you've got some of those older Italian paratroopers. So anyway, enough of me blabbing on. I really did enjoy this video, so let's get into it. Now, you can find these new plastic Italians at Warlord Games website. They are currently available for pre-order, so obviously they're very, very new. A lovely set, as the plastics always are at Warlord Games. They're obviously a little bit more on the chunkier side, but that's what you get with these Warlord Games plastics. They are easier to paint because of it, so it's up to you if you want to sort of go with the more heroic looking Warlord Game stuff, if you want to go with realistic skinny sort of models. But for me, I quite enjoy painting them. Okay, to start off with, I'm going to be using Tamiya Surface Primer Light Grey, and then I'm going to be using Gunship Green from AK Interactive, which is part of their German Italian camouflage set, which is going to be perfect for the Italian Paratrooper camouflage scheme. Now, I know what I've already addressed this, but I know what you're going to be thinking. That is a tunic, not a smock, I know, but for the sake of this video, I really wanted to focus on the Italian camouflage because painting one colour is pretty boring. So let's paint some camouflage. So for the trousers, I'm going to be using old wood. Now, old wood is going to be perfect for that sort of North Africa, Sicily, desert camouflage colour. Well, camo, overall, desert colour, I don't know. But you know what I mean. That desert tone that they were all wearing, 8th Army, the US and the Italians and Germans. Then for the Italian brown pattern on the camouflage scheme, I'm going to be using Hull Red again from that AK Interactive set. Now you can see here I'm making nice little lines. They're not sharp lines, they're all nicely sort of interjoining with each other. They're not sharp, they're nice and smooth. I'm leaving some areas where there's just a nice hole in the middle, and now I'm going to get something like this. Once you've got that, like a regular pattern of just all these nice smooth lines, you want to add on some middle stone. So I'm adding some middle stone in the circles that I've left here, which then be surrounded by the brown. You can also add it into any little pockets that maybe you've added as well. Just try not to add too much. Don't get carried away. Do a few and then just build up until you're happy. You don't want to do too many and then realize you've gone a bit OTT because the emphasis isn't on that yellow. Now, khaki is what I'm going to be using for the webbing. So you can see here I'm painting these additional SMG pouches that are on his torso and his back, as well as the rifle pouches as well. They're going to be getting a coat of khaki. So pretty much any of the webbing is going to be getting this coat. These SMG pouches also had a different colour at the head of the pouch, I believe, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to paint them all in khaki. As well as on that helmet camo cover, I'm going to paint that strap. There's two straps in khaki. Now for the helmet straps, I'm going to be painting them in German camo medium brown. Now there's not as much detail in the ear area, so just pay attention with that, but also use this colour for his SMG sling. Now for the metal areas, and in particular this case the SMG, I'm going to be painting them in black grey. So if you had a belt on, like a metal belt for example, or any metal parts, obviously just use this black grey. It's a really good colour for that. As well as on his canteen on the back here, I believe it's a canteen pouch. I'm going to paint that in black grey. Now for the wooden areas, I'm going to be using flat earth. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you're just going to be using this colour on any areas where you can see that there's some wood. So if you had a shovel and a grenade or whatever, or a German grenade, I mean, paint the handle in that colour. But for this case, it's literally just the wooden areas on the SMG. And finally, for his boots, I'm going to be painting them in black. Oh, I got ahead of myself. I've also got to paint the top of the canteen in basalt grey, because I believe it was just like a metal lid. Now I'm going to give the entire model a go of no oil and left me on medium at a 1:1 ratio. So that ratio is key. Don't just get the no oil and slap it on, because your model will become very dark and very black very quickly. So if you add in that wash at that 1:1 ratio, you're going to have a nice wash so it's not too dark. And give it a good few hours to dry, and then go over the green camo areas of that gunship green, again leaving the original washed base colour in the recesses. So this is where you're going to slowly build up to a really nice lighter colour to make certain areas of the uniform stick out. So the first step is to use gunship green and faded green, but at a 2:1 ratio. So it doesn't have to be precisely 2:1 ratio, but try and get somewhere close to it. Mine are never precise. Add a little bit of water to your mixture as well. You don't want a super dry mixture. Add a little bit of water, and you'll find that the application process is very easy. And you can see I'm literally just scratching the detail and just hitting those areas that I believe the detail really needs to be shown. And then finally, for a highlight, I'm going to be using gunship green and faded green at a 1:1 ratio this time. So you can see I'm picking out the seam. I'm making that seam stick out. So I'm picking out on both sides of the seam there. I'm just going to scratch in some details, actually just tidying up. I made a few mistakes, so I added a bit of water and got rid of it. But you can see here, I'm just slowly scratching in all the very nice bits of that light green that I want to stick out on that uniform. Now with that done, we repeat the exact same process, but this time with hull red. So this is also a very good opportunity to amend your pattern. So if you feel like something needs to join, or if you feel like it's just missing a line here or there, or it's a bit too sharp, take this moment to fix it up. Because we're going to move on to this next step, which is hull red and deep brown at a 2:1 ratio. So you can't really fix it up now because it's going into a lighter color. And you can see that I'm just painting in the middle of the pattern, that brown pattern, and leaving the outer edges of those grooves, or those wavy sort of lines in that dark color. And then finally repeating the exact same process with hull red and deep brown at a 1:1 ratio, but this time really just picking out the raised areas and the very inner part of this brown camo scheme. You can see on my brush there's very little paint on there, and I'm just slowly making those brown lines a little bit lighter. And finally we can do our yellow blotches. So for middle stone, literally just gonna add in a little bit of yellow pretty much all over the uniform again, where I've already put it down and it's been washed. And then I'm going to go middle stone and light earth at a 1:1 ratio. And this is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do another step for the middle stone because these blotches are very small. There's really no need for it. So just, you can see there I'm picking out the seam line there, making that blotch just stand out to the seam a lot better. Now we can go over the webbing. So I'm going over it all with khaki, and you can see that I'm leaving that original washed base color in the recess between each one of those magazine pouches, and just adding in some nice little detail. Doing the same with these rifle pouches, as well with the straps on his helmet cover. And then for my last layer slash highlight, I'm going to use khaki and stone grey at a 1:1 ratio. And this is where I'm just painting a line on either end of that SMG pouch, or each pouch. And then just adding in a nice little line at the end, just to really get a lot of emphasis on the shape of that pouch. You can see it's come together really nicely. And following the same practices with those rifle pouches, as well as that strap on the helmet cover. So with that done, you can really see the figures really starting to come together. I'm going to use old wood, and I'm going to go over the trousers in old wood. Now if you find that you've got a really dark area that needs a little bit extra, or it stands out a bit too much, add a bit of water to your mixture and just lightly go over it just to line it up a little bit. Then I'm going to use old wood and Iraqi sand at a 2:1 ratio. Now normally I don't do these additional steps in my smaller scales, but it's really essential with the bigger models that you layer it in, so you're not just going straight to a super light color where it looks unrealistic. And finally, I'm going to use old wood and Iraqi sand at a 1:1 ratio. And now you can see this is where that like sort of desert coloured uniform comes into play. That Iraqi-san really lightens it up into a desert colour, which is perfect, and these trousers are going to really pop nicely. With that done, we can focus on the metal area. So in this particular case, we're going back to the SMG, and I'm using black grey, and you can see that I'm just painting in all those details and just trying to leave that original washed colour in the recess. Everything else is getting a coat of this black grey. So again, really good time to tidy up any mistakes that you've made. Now I'm going to use black grey and basalt grey at a 2:1 ratio. So I'm just lightening that black grey ever so slightly with a lighter grey, and you can see that now the emphasis is really on capturing all those details, all the little grooves in the magazine and on the top of the SMG, as well as on the barrel. Just try and pick out those details and really make them pop. But we're going to take it one step further. We're going to use that same mixture, but this time at a 1:1 ratio, and I'm literally just going to add in a line on each outer edge of that magazine, perhaps a little line in the middle, but just to show the little bits of the magazine that sort of make it what it is, and then all the little bits on the SMG on the top there, so the iron sight and the mechanism for firing and all the little clips holding the wood together and that. And then I'm also going to be using that colour on the top of the canteen, just adding in a line on the top and a line on the bottom. And then to finish that, I'm going to use London Grey, and I'm going to add in a line on the top and a line on the bottom. So pretty much repeating the exact same process. Now for the wood, I'm going to be using Flat Earth. This is my go-to. If you're a regular on the channel, you'll know that all these paints are the same. So yeah, if you've got all these paints in your collection, you're not going to be learning much. But you know what? If it works, why break it? And then using Flat Earth and Orange Brown, I'm going to really try and scratch the detail in to sort of emphasize those wood grains. So you can see that I'm going across the SMG horizontally and just slowly scratching in with very little amount of paint on that paintbrush, and that SMG is already starting to really pop. But I'm going to finish it with Orange Brown, because as the name suggests, this orange really does make the particular wooden areas stick out pretty well, because it's quite bright. So you want to reduce the amount of this you're putting on the wooden areas and just slowly build up to something that you're happy with. Now AK Interactive is what I'm going to be using for his Caucasian skin tone, and I'm going to be applying it all over his face and his hands. Once that's been applied and dried, I'm going to use a Flesh Wash from Vallejo. It's a really good wash. It's like a pinky red wash. I'm using a battered old pointy brush, and the reason I'm doing that is because I want to give it a pin wash. I don't want to be too crazy with this wash. And this wash will dry very quickly, and once it does, add some base flesh, again from AK, into the eye sockets, just to darken those eye sockets a little bit more, because the wash hasn't achieved it as much as I would have liked. And then go over his nose, his chin, his cheeks. You can see that I'm going to connect the cheeks and the chin together. Also putting a line on one of the lips. And you can see I'm trying to make sure that that original washed colour is in the recesses of the nose, the eye socket, the mouth. So, you know, you can see all of the facial features nicely. Then I'm going to use light flesh and highlight flesh at a 2:1 ratio. So I'm reducing the amount of light flesh and making it a lot lighter. So I'm going to add in a line on the nose, a line on the chin, a line underneath the eye socket and around the cheek. But I'm not going to connect them to the chin. So these are going to be independent of anything else. And then finally, same mixture, 1:1 ratio. You know the deal. A line on the nose, a line on the chin, a line underneath the eye socket, and perhaps going down the outer edge of the nose. But don't apply too much of this. You're only doing a little tiny bit of this, and you'll see that his facial expressions actually really pop if you follow this method. Then I'm going to use a German camo medium brown again for those straps on his helmet, as well as his sling on his SMG. And then I'm going to give it a layer of German camo medium brown and orange brown at a 1:1 ratio. And this is where I'm going to make up all the parts of the helmet cover as well as the SMG sling. And this gives a really nice worn leather colour because it's got that hint of orange to it as well. Now for this guy's amazing tash, I'm going to paint it in German camo black brown, but I will lighten it up in just a minute. But for now, I'm going to put German camo black brown down. And then I'm going to use Flesh Wash as a more of a glaze. So I've applied it on, I've watered it down ever so slightly, and I'm putting on a very, very light layer over the top of those facial areas that I've painted. Just sort of blend them in together. And then finally, using chocolate brown, I'm just going to add in a few little lines around the tash just to make it pop a little bit more. And then there we go, we've got our Italian in his incorrect uniform, but you know what, he looks bloody awesome, so why not have a go yourself. Alright guys, so another AK Interactive paint set used as the primary paints for this particular model, and they are absolutely great. I'm annoyed that the Warlord Games, new Warlord Games that didn't include smocks, but you know what, I can understand why, because the Italian Paras weren't doing too many combat jumps, but yeah, it would have been nice to see them in there because everyone likes to paint camouflage. Well, most people do anyway, as long as it looks okay, I suppose. But yeah, let me know in the comment section how you found this video, if you would have done things differently, if you disagree with me doing the camo scheme, whatnot. I'd really like to know. But as always, I must say a huge thank you firstly to Warlord Games for sending me out this sample and for constantly supporting the channel, as well as my YouTube channel members and patrons, specifically my Field Marshal Patrick and those aces Oscar, James, Panzer Jim, Lack of Foresight Gaming, Mike, Mikey, Eric, Rothgar, Ian, Adam, Rob and Alan. You guys are champions. Thank you so much for being my aces. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it here. Don't forget to drop me a comment below, and until then I will catch you at the next one.